Truly, it's a very beautiful and big resort. It's specifically for people who wants to relax, rejuvenate, revitalize, recharge, and people like me who loves quietness. This might just be the most unique luxury resort in Malaysia. Welcome to the Banjaran Hotsprings Retreat in Tambun, Malaysia, often known as the best 5-star hot spring resorts in the country. In this video, I'm taking you inside the hidden sanctuary surrounded by lush greenery and dramatic limestone caves where private villas offers complete serenity and natural geothermal hot springs invite you to truly unwind. But what makes this place truly unique isn't just the tranquility, it's the experience of dining inside a real cave from over 260 million years at Jeff's Cellar, Malaysia's one-of-a-kind fine dining restaurant set deep within ancient rock formations. Stay tuned because I'll be taking you through the resort in detail, sharing insights you won't usually find on YouTube and giving you my personal thoughts and full review at the end of the video. Hi, welcome to Danny on the Go Special Season 5. I'm Danny. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. I do many hotel reviews and airlines experience mainly from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as well as interesting destinations I've experienced. Let's begin the rejuvenation in 14 seconds from now. Even though this is a 5-star resort, it looks good, it feels incredible, but it's not located in Kuala Lumpur city center. That is why you still see me driving right now. So let me show you exactly where it is. The Banjaran Hotsprings Retreat is tucked away in a 22.7 acres valley surrounded by magical towering limestone hills of 260 million years. It's located in Tambun, a suburb which is just around 20 minutes drive to Ipoh and takes around 2.5 hours drive north from Kuala Lumpur. It's a bit of a drive, but that's what makes it peaceful, surrounded by nature and far away from city noise. Before we get into the resort, let's talk about its name, Banjaran. Banjaran is a Malay word that means mountain range. It might sound a little confusing at first because what surrounds the resort in Tambun isn't really mountains but limestone hills. These hills are actually part of the ancient Kinta Valley landscape, shaped over millions of years into dramatic rock formation that surround the area like a natural wall. So even though they are not traditional mountains, the feeling is still the same, being completely embraced by nature as you arrive at the Banjaran. The resort was opened in 2010 and even it has been here for more than a decade, it never looks dated at all, thanks to the well-maintenance done in the resort. With only 45 villas across the entire resort, it's an ideal place for honeymooners and anyone looking to relax and truly recharge. This is the resort map and generally is divided into 5 different areas. Guests will be at the parking as soon as they arrive. Then one will be ushered to the reception to have their check-in done. After the reception will be all the common areas. On one part will be the resort facilities, while the other part will be all the villas surrounding the lake, and they have 4 types of villas in the resort. The lake villas, water villas, garden villas, and the one and only royal villa. Today, I'm staying at the lake villa, and if you want to know how much I pay for the villa, you may check on the description below. As you arrive, you will notice there are parking bays on both sides of the entrance porch. There are not many spaces, but that makes sense since the resort itself only has a limited number of villas. From here, it's a short walk towards the reception. There isn't much shelter along the way, so if it rains, it might be a little inconvenient. That said, staff are on hand to assist with your luggage, and once you reach the main entrance, there's a proper drop-off area with full shelter for guests. As you make your way in, you are surrounded by lush greenery. with water features flowing from large stone vases, and the gentle sound of water instantly creates a calming and soothing atmosphere. Everything here feels peaceful and well thought out of the greenery, the water, and the soft lighting all come together to set the tone even before you step fully into the resort. And honestly, I don't know about you, but at this point, I'm already excited to see what's waiting inside. So stay with me, there's a lot more to explore and I'll be sharing some important tips as I move on in my video as well as my full thoughts and rating at the end of the video. As you step into the reception area, every guest is welcome to a small ceremony by striking the gong, marking the start of your stay.
Oh, the whole village knows that I'm here. Thank you.
Walking further in, the whole space feels incredibly tropical, with a sense of calm that carries all the way from the entrance into the heart of the reception. This is where guests check in. Even though there's only one main counter, the area is filled with plenty of seating spread throughout so it never feels crowded. You'll find wooden sofas and lounge chairs arranged in quiet corners, including some under small gazebos, giving each guest a sense of privacy while they wait. The reception itself is designed as an open-air space surrounded by terraces and a peaceful lily pond. Large ceiling fans keep the air moving, which really helps in a warm and humid weather, making the space feel comfortable and breezy. It's not just a place for check-in. This area is also perfect for guests to sit back, relax, and take in the beautiful surroundings. During the check-in process, you'll be served a welcome drink, some light snacks, and a cold towel to freshen up, setting a relaxing tone right from the start. And here's a quick tip. If you want to make the most out of your stay, try arriving a little earlier even if your villa isn't ready yet. The resort is quite large and with a short stay, you might not have enough time to explore everything. The good thing is, guests are allowed to walk around the resort before check-in, so you can already start enjoying surroundings while waiting for your villa key. All villa keys are in a wristband form, which I personally like it as I can wrap along my wrist without worrying having it lost. Most importantly, it's waterproof, so guests can take it safely to the hot spring or swimming pool. While the resort is huge, there will be 24 hours buggy service to transfer guests to wherever they want in the resort, and for check-in time, I really need one as I have lots of luggages with me. There will be a WhatsApp number, so guests can request them anytime. Passing by will be the courtyard where there are several common areas which I will look into later after I check in, and this is the rough diagram of the villa layout. The lake villas are located at the far end of the resort, so as I'm being driven there by buggy, the staff will introduce some of the amenities along the way. Don't worry, I'll be showing you all the areas in more detail later on. Some of them are actually tucked away in some secluded corners, which makes exploring this resort feels like a treasure hunt. As I'm heading to my villa, one thing I noticed right away is how big the resort really is. The further we go, the more greenery I see all around. The pathways go through dense tropical plants and tall trees, creating this very refreshing and calming atmosphere. It almost doesn't feel like a resort anymore, but more like I'm being taken into a deep private rainforest. Along the way, we also pass by small bridges, with lakes and even some hot spring areas here and there, which makes the entire journey more interesting. And honestly, the longer the ride goes, the more it builds up the anticipation of what waiting at the villa. This is my villa. This lake villa has the size of 61 square meters. As one steps into the villa, right in front is a king-size bed complete with 2 benches at the end. The bed is layered with different pillows, giving it a very comfortable and inviting feel. High ceiling with a fan in the middle of a rattan rooftop give a traditional Malay village homely feel. Next to the bed, all the switches and power outlets are neatly placed and clearly labeled, making it easy for guests to use. Facing the bed is a TV cabinet with a 55 inches TV. And here's a nice local touch, a pomelo, which is one of the local signature fruits. It comes with a warm handwritten welcome note beside it. Beside the TV cabinet, there's an armchair where one can sit comfortably right next to the glass door that leads out to the balcony. On the balcony, there's another seating area with a table, perfect for guests to relax and enjoy the outdoor breeze. There will be these tiger soft toy all over the resort to scare away the monkeys. Sometimes I was the one who got scared. Perhaps I'm the monkey too. From here, one gets a lovely view of the greenery, the lake, nearby villas, and even limestone hills set as the background. It can get a little warm in the afternoon, so there are blinds to pull down, along with a ceiling fan to keep the space cool. At the corner, there's a cute frog statue where inside there are mosquito repellent coil. Back inside, next to the bed, there's a floor-to-ceiling glass window that looks out to the private plunge pool. To get to the pool, one will pass by the mini bar area. On top, there are glasses, bottled drinking water, a bottle of complimentary wine, a coffee making machine with capsules, tea bags, and other condiments that are neatly arranged in the box. There's also a Bose Bluetooth speaker here. Below on one side is the drawer where inside are all the cups and a kettle. On the other side is the mini fridge that is stocked up with complimentary drinks and snacks, something generously provided by the resort to help guests cool down and relax. Next to it is the open closet area with a luggage rack on one side and a wardrobe on the other side. Inside the wardrobe is a mosquito repellent spray and a safe. On the other side, there are plenty of hangers, bathrobes, and slippers for the pool and sleeper for the room. Moving into the bathroom areas, there's a spacious washroom featuring double basins with 2 wide mirrors and warm lighting that adds to the relaxing atmosphere. A wall-mounted hairdryer is also provided here, and also more mosquito repellent spray along with a full set of toiletries neatly arranged by the basin. Under it are all the various sizes of towels as well as a weighing scale. Beside is the toilet that is separated by an edged glass door. It comes with an auto bidet system. The shower is just next to it, separated by an edged glass door too, and it comes with full shower amenities inside. The highlight of the villa, all the villa in the resort, is the plunge pool and the hot tub. As this is the smallest villa in the resort, the plunge pool and the hot tub is small too. Nevertheless, it looks very relaxing as well, where there is a water feature jetting out from the wall that creates constantly water sound in this area. And the hot tub beside it is perfect for one to have their muscle relaxed, where the water here are directly flow in from the Geothermal hot spring. So if guests doesn't want to dip at the common hot spring, they can have a private session inside their own villa here. They can even get naked too. This area is partially sheltered so guests can enjoy the hot spring session even if it rains. Even this is the smallest villa type in the resort. It offers a perfect space of privacy to any type of guest staying here. With the amenities, private plunge pool, hot tub, and superb view just outside of the balcony, this is truly a perfect place to get away from the hustle and bustle in the city. But the villa is only part of what the resort offers. It has more than that, and let's explore around. I moved back to the reception area to look into some of the common area first. From the reception, walking into the inner part, the first area that greets the guests is the courtyard. In the middle are two giant vases, water feature with a giant fan. On both sides are 4 terraces. 2 of them are the resort offices, and the other 2 are the meeting rooms called Renew and a small lounge called Library. The Renew meeting rooms is one out of 2 meeting rooms available in the resort. It's a smaller one where it can sit around 12 persons with full meeting facilities provided. The ambience is so relaxing, and I guess it's hardly to get into focus when having a meeting here. Next to it is the library, where it's a small lounge with lots of seating inside for guests to rest and have some free snacks. Beside books where a library should have, there are little tidbits, drinking water, and coffee in self-service for guests to enjoy. This room is air-conditioned and is a good place to cool down, looking at the resort has no air condition in most common area. Walking beyond the courtyard will be the only guest area. Let me summarize what they have in the Banjaran Hotsprings Retreat. There are 3 dining places, 4 caves with amenities inside, 2 meeting rooms, 2 lakes, 3 pools, 1 fitness center, and a spa. All facilities operates from 7 AM till 7 PM daily. Here we'll see the first dining place in the resort called Pomelo, which is also the all-day dining option where I will have my breakfast tomorrow. I will look into it in detail tomorrow morning. Then I will make my way to the right where the main highlight of the resort will come into view, the Geothermal Hot Spring Lake. There's a place called The Deck, where special occasion like dinner or wedding ceremony will be held here. At certain time of the day, there will be yoga classes conducted here too. To me, this is a perfect photography spot. It's facing the beautiful hot spring as well as the limestone set as background. The Geothermal Hot Spring Lake is not allowed anyone to go in as the temperature is extremely high. I'm talking about scorching heat of over 60 degrees Celsius maximum. You can see the steam rising from the lake, which is beautiful. There will be signage of not allowing guests to enter to the lake put up everywhere along the lakeside. However, guests can get a dip at 4 circular pools at the side where the water temperature has been decreased to different heat, as you can see here. Just choose the right one to go in and just walk in by feet slowly and before dipping the whole body into the pool, as it can be very hot.
Now once you are in the pool, you will enjoy it a lot. But first of all, you got to select the lowest temperature so that you can get used of the water first, because the highest one can be very hot. So I go for the lowest first, then slowly it actually comes to the hotter one, and this is pretty much better.
Truly, it's mesmerizing when everything is so quiet and serene with greenery surrounding. Having a dip inside one of these pools here really can make you forget whatever problems you are having with the calming surrounding. Best time to go for the dip is in the morning or evening, as afternoon can be a little bit hot here. Moreover, in the morning, you'll be able to see the fog forming out from the lake, which makes this place so heavenly beautiful. Walking along the beautiful setting of wooden bridges and waterfalls at the side where the water will flow into the hot spring lake, one will surely cannot stop from taking photos here. And here I will come to the first cave amenities in the resort, called the Crystal Cave. Set inside a secluded way, this is the smallest cave amenities in the resort. There are so many crystals even from the outside of the cave. And one may wonder, are these crystals real or original from this cave? Answer is yes and no. Yes, it's all real, and no, it's all installed into the cave. It's believed that crystals contain different type of energy that helps human in all ways. I'm no expert in this, but one may just sit down here and relax and try to absorb the energy of all the crystals around. There are LED lights installed on top of the caves to make it as though like stars, which really beautiful. Coming out from the crystal cave, I will come to the second cave called Thermal Steam Cave. The geothermal hot spring water will flow into the cave and create the heat surrounding inside, making this place serve as a natural sauna for guests to enjoy in the resort. There are benches available inside so guests can really rest and have themselves sweat up all the way inside this cave. This is not a very big cave either, and I cannot stand for long inside where the heat is a little overwhelming. No temperature can be adjusted here, so if one cannot stand it, there is an ice bath just outside where the water is freezing. Right beside, there is a staircase that will lead all the way up to another cave mouth, where this is a cave bar called On the Rock. Literally having a bar set inside and outside of the cave, guests can truly sit back and relax inside here. The highlight of this place is a terrace set on the top of the cave where it's overlooking the entire resort view. Guests can sit here even there's no air condition. This is a good spot to chill out and hang out with friends with good view. Of course, there are these resort signature tiger soft toys to accompany you to scare the monkeys away. Next, I move on crossing the scenic hot spring lake, and here I will come to two of the three pools in the resort. These two pools are the therapy pools, where the first one is called Dr. Fish Pool. In this pool is filled with red gara fish, where they will surround your feet and eat all the dead skin on your feet. Just take off your shoe and leave your feet inside for a few seconds. These fish will come to your feet and start feeding on the dead skin. This is Dr. Fish. They are really doctor to the feet. I think so. I mean, they are really very friendly. I would say that they're really scared of whatever guests they are having here. You just put your feet into the water and they will come to feed on your dead skin immediately. Look at all the fishes. It's a little bit ticklish, but yeah, I mean, in the old days, you can find this kind of therapy in many of the shopping malls. Basically, you have to pay per therapy. Here in this resort, you can go to this pool anytime you want, as many times as you want as well. So it's like it's included in the resort. But nowadays it's a little bit difficult to find one in outside. Basically, it's because it's a little bit ticklish. It's because they have this rumor saying that they do have skin disease spread, as well as some people will really lost their toe, kind of thing. But I haven't tried this before, so that's why I'm here to try this. These fishes will actually feed on the dead skin, which I have a lot on my feet because I don't wear socks all the time. So that's why the dead skin actually form around my feet. So now they are feeding, they're having the breakfast. Just next to the Dr. Fish pool is the second pool called Reflexology pool. It's filled with stones at the base of the pool and one just needs to walk on it. Now the water is actually warm and you can actually walk on the surface of these stones
It can be a little bit overwhelming. That's why you have this kind of branches for you to hold on. It's quite nice, and I would say that it's not really that hard to walk. It really depends. Sometimes you have a lot of problems in your body. You will feel more painful. But as for me, I can walk. Not very painful, but yet I still can walk.
A resort is nothing without a swimming pool. This is a heated freeform swimming pool. Looking at the resort may not have many guests. This spacious swimming pool makes one can enjoy the swim here filled with privacy. There are even some corners for couples to have some sweet moment if they need to. Just beware of other peeping out of nowhere. Plenty of sun lounges are located at the side of the swimming pool. They even have a cabana where one can lay down and rest. Swimming here is so relaxing with greeneries and mountains around. Sometimes may see some butterflies around too. Most of the time it's me alone swimming in this huge swimming pool, and I cannot describe in words about the feeling of it. You can literally see smoke rising from the pool water even it's not really hot. This makes it look so much like a paradise. There is a hut at the side where towels are provided. Just behind a few steps lies a hidden spot in the resort where most guests will miss this place. Even the staff have introduced this place during the check-in time, but most of the time guests will either forget or cannot find it due to it's hidden behind the trees. This is called a sweet spot, where free drinking water and ice cream are available inside this counter. One just need to key in the password to open the fridge, and there are these red bean and coconut flavor ice cream. The staff told me it used to have no password needed, but monkeys are so clever that they will know how to open the fridge and steal whatever is inside the fridge. That's why password is needed. There are so many small paths here and there, and one may really lost in direction if they really never pay attention. Thanks to the signage installed everywhere so guests may not get lost in direction. Moving in a bit from the pool, we'll come to the spa area. But before that, there's a pavilion called Yoga Pavilion, where there will be classes conducted accordingly. These are the timetable for the classes, and the venue, they will have the classes, and all are free for guests to participate. Next to it is the spa and wellness center. This is the reception for the spa, and one can book their therapy here. Inside, both gender rooms are separated, and here we will come to the changing room. There are lots of lockers for guests to store their belongings, and further in are the shower cubicles and toilets. After the changing area, here we'll see the resting place where there are cabanas and lazy couch at both sides for guests to rest, especially after the therapy. There will be a courtyard at the center of the space where all therapy rooms are surrounding it. Moving along the path really makes me feel a little adventurous, as I will not know what will I see next of the jungle-like walkway here. It's raining most of the time of my visit and the paths are wet, so I have to walk carefully. Alright, I come to the second meeting room of the resort called Rajah Brooke. This is the biggest meeting room set in the deep of the resort. Company can have a meeting here with lots of sittings around inside. Just opposite is the fitness center. I guess it's meant for workers to stay awake if they find the meeting is too boring and head straight to the gym to stay awake. This gym is not big, but what I like here is not having a skyline view nor pool view. It's surrounded by greeneries where working out inside here really makes one feel very refreshing and never feels tired at all. Drinking water and towels are provided inside. After this, there is a long jungle walk towards the inner part of the jungle here. Around 2 minutes walk, we'll see a waterfall cascading from the wall of a limestone at the side. It feels so mystery yet beautiful. Set in the deep of the woods, here is the third cave available in the resort. This is the meditation cave. This is a huge cave and one needs to walk up the staircase to the cave mouth. Upon coming in, I'm amazed on how beautiful the inner part of this cave is. The cave is laid with wooden platform and there are 3 of them connected with wooden staircase. Guests can stay inside this quiet place to meditate. Choose the perfect spot and there are cushions provided. Or just walk around the cave and simply rest at one of the platforms while mesmerized the great wonder of nature around. After a long walking session to all the amazing facilities and dining options in the resort, it's time to go for a long-awaited dinner in the resort. I'll move back to the reception, and here is the 4th cave, which is also the largest cave in the resort where I will have my dinner. What is so special about this dinner? It is set inside a 260 million years old cave, and here is the restaurant called Cellar. It's the one and only fine dining available in Malaysia, set in a cave that is beautifully decorated. As one approaches Cellar, the entrance already feels very unique. The huge rustic doors, edge walls, and warm lighting creates a mysterious atmosphere. Walking further in, the pathway slowly leads into the limestone cave, making the whole dining experience feel even more special. Inside the cave, Cellar is divided into 2 levels. The first level features a cave bar, where rare vintages, aged whiskies, cocktails, and other beverages are served in a very unique setting. Surrounded by natural limestone walls, warm ambient lighting, and cozy seating areas, the whole space feels both luxurious and mysterious at the same time. Even for guests who are not dining here, this is a place worth visiting, even if it's just to enjoy a simple drink inside one of the most unique cave settings in Malaysia. Stepping further inside, the restaurant stretches deep into the cave, following the natural shape of the limestone formation. The warm lighting and decorations are carefully placed to match the surroundings, creating a very atmospheric dining space. What makes this place even more special is that most of what one sees here is completely natural, with only a small portion being man-made. The tables are arranged across different wooden platforms built according to the levels inside the cave, allowing guests to dine while fully surrounded by these massive ancient rock formations. Look at the formation of the cave. All the stalagmite and stalactite, just so stunning. Tonight I'm having a dinner instead of just a drink, and we'll see how the fine dining in a cave looks like. To be honest, I'm not sure what I'm eating, but the presentation already wins all and have my eyeballs stick on it instead of having the food put inside my mouth. I will let the video play and you'll see and guess what they are. There are few menus for guests to choose, and today I'm taking the prestige menu, and this is the menu with the price stated. By the end of the video, I will let you know whether is this dinner worth paying for or not. After the dinner, I was guided to the cellar, which is located in a room a level under the restaurant, where they are the owner's collection from all over the world, which is non-sellable. The staff also shown me this wine with Jackie Chan brand on it too, where the owner actually purchased from Australia. After such a scrumptious dinner, I'm truly satisfied, not just by the food, but also by the whole experience and the atmosphere inside the cave. With that, I'll call it a day and head back to the villa for a well-deserved rest before continuing to explore the resort tomorrow. This morning, I'm going for the breakfast at the Pomelo restaurant. It begins at 7 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. serving semi-buffet and semi-a la carte style breakfast. And these are the food they have for the breakfast. As a breakfast buffet lover, it's a miss not to have a full buffet spread, and I guess it's because the resort does not have many guests all the time. Instead of having the guilt of wasting food, the resort let the guests to feel guilty if they cannot finish the food. To me, I'm already numb of getting guilty, and these are the food I've ordered for my breakfast. Each guest will be served a 3-tier rack pastries and fruits, and one can order as much as they want in the menu. What is truly attracted me is there is a station of drinks where fresh fruits and vegetables can be selected based on individual preference, and it's like going to the market picking our own favorite ingredients. After that, just hand them over to the staff and they will prepare the drink to us. The restaurant setting is nice with a traditional Malay village style and beautiful chandelier along the ceiling. Tables are arranged properly and nicely where it's not too crowded. They even have some small tables set in the gazebos facing the hot spring lake. All seatings here is without air condition. Guests can enjoy fresh air while having their breakfast, but if it comes to lunch, this place can be a little stuffy. And if heat is a matter to you, then there's a room at the corner that has air condition. Inside feels so much better for people like me who hate the sweat while having a meal. The setting inside is so beautiful where it's nothing to lose compared with the Cellar. Let's see what I have to say about the Banjaran Hotsprings Retreat and my personal rating. The Banjaran Hotspring Retreat truly is a very beautiful and big resort. I would say that this is the most beautiful resort that I ever visited in my life. it's just amazing. Now, of course, I will give my true honest review in my hotel review. So I will actually divide into good things and not so good things in this hotel review, what I'm going to say right now. So let's talk about something that is good first. Now, first of all, the hotel is huge. And when it's huge, you will expect a lot of people coming to this resort, and you will see a lot of people, a lot of guests, and it can be very crowded. But surprisingly, the whole entire resort is super quiet. Not because it's not enough guests, it's just that they only have 40 hours villas in this resort, and you won't be able to see many guests walking around, especially when the space is so big. And moreover, this resort is it's an adult resort only, meaning that kids below 12 are not allowed to stay in this resort. So sorry for families with kids, um, you're not allowed to come to stay in this resort. If you, let's say you want to come to Tambun and stay, you can stay to next door, which is the Lost World Hotel. That is specifically for family with kids that wants to go for the Lost World water theme park. But for these resorts, it's specifically for people who wants to relax, rejuvenate, revitalize, recharge. And people like me who loves quietness, it's truly a perfect space. And because it's so quiet most of the time, you see me walking alone. And I really like it because I like to walk around in the woods, in the jungles, or in the nature, kind of things where you find so refreshing. And I would say that most of the time you'll be able to only see maybe one or two people with you, especially in the swimming pool. And as like this morning, I go for the swimming pool. It's only me alone occupying the whole entire freeform swimming pool, and it's just like wow, it's truly it's like my own resort itself. And I would say the place that you will see the most guests is during meals time, like the breakfast, where everyone will head to the same place for breakfast. But other than that, you won't be able to see them. I don't know where they scatter around after breakfast. They just vanish. Maybe they went to Ipoh for the walking tour, or maybe they went for some classes like yoga classes, kind of things. I mean, there's a lot of activities inside the resort for one to actually participate. You won't feel bored. You won't feel like you are stranded at nowhere. There are a lot of activities. As long as you want to participate, just join according to the schedule they already prepared for you. The second good thing that I want to actually highlight is the service. The resort is huge, and most of the time you won't be able to get assist from the staff immediately. And in this resort, you will get a WhatsApp, and anything that you needed during your stay, you just WhatsApp to the staff, and they will come to your villa. If let's say you need anything, within 2 minutes, they will actually be at your door. And let's say during my stay, I was having a little issue after my check-in. The hot tub behind me, I don't know what happened. After 5 minutes, the whole entire water becomes so murky brown, and it's so muddy. I'm not sure why. So I just WhatsApp to the staff, and within 2 minutes, the housekeeping people came to my villa, and then they got it fixed. And according to them, it's just because of the filter, some problem of it, and somehow they got to actually drain off the whole entire tub water, and then they washed the entire tub and waited for about 10 minutes to get the water to keep flowing, because these are natural water, hot spring water. So they needed to keep on let it flows until it becomes clear, and they have the tub refill again, and it takes about 10 minutes for them to refill, and having a clear water tub like this. So it's like the service excellence here, and this minor issue shows that the hot spring water is really natural. It's not those fake kind of heated up kind of water here. If you really love nature, this is truly a great place for you to stay. I personally wants to look at. I mean, I want to take a photos or at least a videos of the Rajah Brooke bird wings butterfly. You can see it a lot here now. For information, you can see a lot of insects. You can see a lot of birds in this resort. So they are actually roaming or flying freely, in the resort. It's like you're living in a kind of wonderland kind of things. Yeah, but they are flying so fast that I can't actually capture it in the photos or videos. I can see it very easily. You can see a lot of this Rajah Brooke birdwing, but for your information, this Rajah Brooke birdwing is the biggest species of butterfly, where you can find it very common in Malaysia, but it's a protected species, and it's a endangered species also. So what happened is they're only able to find in those really clean kind of place. So it shows that the resort here is very natural and clean. You can find it everywhere. You can see them flying everywhere too. But it's just that so fast, it cannot capture it But if you really like these nature places, these kind of insects kind of things, you will be able to see them. And sometimes you're just sitting down there, you're just seeing them flying everywhere. Of course, it's a little bit hot in the afternoon right now, and in the evening it will be raining sometimes. So, but after a while, you'll be able to see them flying everywhere. It's a nice place to be here. Well, talking about insects, you will find something that's nice, and you'll find something that's not so nice also. So right now, I will talk about something that's not so nice. Now, first of all, the insects part, you will find a lot of mosquitoes. Because there are a lot of greeneries in the jungles, kind of thing. So you will find them actually flying everywhere. Once you stop there, you just sit down and maybe you just want to relax for a while, maybe in the swimming pool, you'll find them actually biting you and you'll get a lot of lumps around. So in the room, in the villa here, you will find a lot of mosquito repellents. You can find this mosquito spray in the wardrobe where you can actually spray in the room or in the villa, and you can find this coil, or it's actually broken. Okay, you can find this coil at the balcony. Let's say you want to sit at the balcony, you can actually lit it up, and you can actually have them, get the smoke and then get rid of the mosquitoes. And of course, you will also be able to get this repellent spray for your body skin, so that when you go out, you just have it spray along all the exposed skin parts, so that mosquito will not bite you. But somehow, with all these tools, I call it tools, the mosquito still bites me. So I just find that the mosquito is really horrible in this resort. Yes. So what happened is, if let's say you really want to actually enjoy the most, you have to close the villa's door most of the time. Now, talking about that, the resort is practicing energy sustainability, meaning that whenever the doors is open, the aircon will actually switch off automatically. So if you want the whole entire villa to be air conditioned, like now, it's a little bit cool down. So you have to actually close the door to have the aircon maintained inside, and also to avoid mosquito flying in. The second thing that is not so good is I want to talk about the resort is a little bit overpriced. A lot of people told me that it's a little bit pricey. Yeah, no doubt that it is quite expensive staying inside here. Looking at the price and looking at all the amenities or facilities around, if you look at the website, you find that, it's very expensive. But when you really come to stay in this resort, you find everything really worth it. I don't know why, because if you really like nature, you'll find the whole entire space is clean and it keeps to the 5-star standard. It's just that something that is really worth coming to stay. You see, having a resort that is so huge, especially the villa, it's not easy to maintain. You will be able to find dust or leaves, flying everywhere. Or to avoid monkeys, you need to buy this kind of tiger soft toys to allocate every single space to scare them away. These kind of things is like, they use money to actually to have it put on this resort. So it's like it's really worth the money, come somehow to come to relax in such a beautiful place like this. But what I want to say is something that's not really good is a lot of place in this resort is without air condition. What I can say is they only have a few places you can find air condition. It's inside the villa, and the library, which is a small lounge near the reception area, and also part of it in the restaurant. So most of the places in the reception, in the major part of the restaurants, all the caves, all the facilities area are without air conditions. So it's like you have to actually stay in the heat. If let's say you really don't like the heat, or you don't like to feel hot all the time, it's not a good place. Sometimes you really have to stay inside the villa all the time with all the air conditions here. So it seems like the resort actually save a lot of electricity bill. Yeah, so looking at that, it's really not so good about that. But anyway, it's like pros and cons. You want to have a nature place, of course. Air conditioning is not supposed to have in this kind of place here. Last and not least, I want to talk about Jeff's Cellar, the fine dining in the cave. This is I will say that it's very expensive. It's too pricey. And well, I would say that it's not really worth the money. Looking at the things they actually serve, it's not, fine dining. You won't be get a big portion kind of thing. I would say you only get small kind of things. Fine, really fine dining we call it. But it's just that it's too expensive. The price that I pay for this Jeff Cellar dinner, I can actually stay in a 5-star hotel in KL city center. So it's like, oh, for a dinner, is it really worth it or not? Well, for the very first time, I would say if people never tried it before, especially dining it in a cave, 260 million years old cave, yeah, it's an experience to try it. Or else, if you ask me whether do I want to return for the dinner or not, I would say, no, it's too expensive. Yeah, another tips that I want to give to everyone who wants to come to stay in this resort. Now, food here is expensive. Whether you want to eat in the Jeff Cellar or in the Pomelo restaurant, the dinner or any food, whatever you want to eat inside, is a little bit pricey. So if you want to get a little bit cheaper food, I advise you to drive, because you come to the resort, is either you drive or you can arrange your own transportation. If you don't have any car, you can actually do e-hailing. You can just call the Grab to kind of pick you up to the nearest Tambun town, where you can find a lot of good food, delicious local delicacies. Yeah, they are much more cheaper out there. So this is a tip that I can actually give you. I think most of the time you will see during the afternoon or evening, you will see a lot of people standing at the reception area, because they were actually heading out to this the town area, or in the Ipoh area, where they will have dinner there, because eating inside is really expensive. So talking about that, if you want to know my rating for this 5-star Banjaran Hotspring Retreat, this is my rating. I hope you find it useful, and if you like it, do remember to hit the subscribe button, as it means a lot to me. I hope to see you again on my next video. Till then, bye.